Yo guys, it's Luke here from the CNC podcast. If you love all things copywriting, you are in the right place. So grab yourself a coffee and let's do this thing. Good morning guys, it's Luke here from the CNC podcast. And I've got an important episode today. This is about a writing style that is, I think, updated for the modern era. So you've more than likely heard of the AIDA copywriting style, and we're going to talk about that shortly. But I've actually been using a newer version of that, and it's something I learned from Mike Sharif from the letter writing system that he has. And I think for a lot of people, this methodology makes complete sense, especially in the day and age that we live in, where everybody is a skeptic. We tend to look at something or scan through something, and we very quickly make a decision about whether or not we believe the claims in that sales letter or believe the claims in that Facebook ad or Instagram or whatever it is. So in today's podcast, I'm going to talk to you about that particular system and how I've been using that and why I think it works just that little bit better than the standard AIDA. So let's jump in, and I think it's important that we first of all talk about what AIDA actually is. So for those of you who are maybe new to copywriting or getting a bit of a refresher on it, AIDA stands for attention, interest, desire, and action. Okay, so we're going to talk about the first one there, which is attention. So attention is obviously very important. So your sales letter, your email, your VSL, your webinar, whatever it is that you're selling or working on, it needs to speak directly to that particular person. So it can't be vague. It's very important that when you create a headline or your opening statement, it has to speak directly to the person you're trying to sell to. Now, the thing is, it can't be vague. You can't just, have a very broad statement. The old saying goes that when you speak to everybody, you actually speak to nobody. So that's really important. Intention is knowing the person you're speaking to really well on a deep level. And John Carlton often says that you need to be entering the conversation that's already going on inside their mind. And the thing is, people, if they scan a headline or they read an opening statement and it doesn't speak to them, they're instantly going to close the web browser, throw your sales letter in the bin. You've lost them straight away. Now, you might be thinking, oh, well, that's a bad thing, isn't it? We want as many people to read our sales letter or email as possible. And yes, it is true, we want as many readers as possible. But on the flip side of that, we only want to speak directly to the small pocket of people who are going to purchase the thing that we are selling. So that's our first A. Now, I, as I mentioned, stands for interest. So here's the thing, people will not be bored. In today's age, in 2020, I read an article that said people now have a 7-second attention span. 7 seconds. And I kind of account that to things like social media where, we're always flicking and we're always text messaging and we're on Facebook and Instagram and we're web browsing. We're doing everything all at once on our smartphones. So it has become harder and harder to keep people's attention. And Joe Sugarman actually said that your sales letter or whatever it is you're writing, your email, it needs to be like a slippery slide. And what he means by that is once somebody reads the headline, they automatically will want to read the opening statement. Then they'll want to read the next subhead. Then they'll want to read the next paragraph. And every part of the sales letter is almost like this small explosion that goes off, where everything's exciting in their mind. They can't help but read all the way to the bottom. And I always remember that saying that, he says everything needs to be like a slippery slide. Now, D stands for desire, and we've already mentioned attention and interest, but when we speak about desires, it's really understanding the market, knowing what their problems are, and what desire they want to either fulfill or a problem that they want to resolve, and then your desire or your product kind of scratches the itch that your market has and sells your product as the method to having that desire fulfilled. So obviously very important. Now this is where the P comes in. So P stands for proof, and again, I didn't create this system. This is from Mike Sharif from his letter writing system. And just have a think about it for a second. In my opinion, people today are very much a skeptic. We're all skeptics. We've all heard of horror stories on TV, and we read things on Reddit and Facebook, and people have been scammed and they've bought products that didn't live up to the hype, etc., etc. And this is where proof comes in, because we can create elements on our landing pages and in our sales letters where we basically use testimonials and videos and snippets of Facebook comments and Instagram and screenshots of people making money that builds proof around the product that we have. So even on Mike's landing page for the letter system, one of the things you'll notice if you actually go and check out that sales letter is at the very bottom he has literally like 2 pages of Facebook comments inside his group talking about the success that people are having with that system. Actually, a long time ago I brought Dan Henry's agency course, and one of the things that really sold me was he had, like 150 testimonials of people that had bought the system, had success with it, and now were crushing it, doing Facebook ads. And that sold me on the product. I watched those and I'm like, oh, these guys can do it. I can do it too. So that's P for proof. And I definitely think we need this in whatever we sell today. And look, a lot of copywriters are doing it. So pat on the back to them. They're doing a great job. But, people that have come from reading books and stuff, like copywriting books, the element of proof is very important, but it's more updated now because we can do so much more on a landing page. And then obviously the final thing is A for action. So A for action is pretty obvious. You want to tell people what you want them to do. So, you've told them about the product you offer, how it's going to solve their problems, how they can get it. Now you're basically saying, all right, look, here's what the product is. Here's how you get it. You send us a check. You call this toll-free number. You click the purchase button. And then once you get it, here's what's going to happen. We're going to send that out to you. You're going to get instant access. We'll give you the logins for your online course, etc., etc. So they're the updated steps. So again, A for attention, I for interest, D for desire, P for proof, and then A for action. So if you're looking for a methodology, a writing style, or a guide to writing sales letters and emails that definitely help close and generate huge profits, that's what I would recommend you look at and start working with. All right, guys, so a nice short podcast today, and looking forward to tomorrow. See you then. Cheers.